You have been listening to the Grow Daily podcast, and I'm your host, Piyush Agarwal. Welcome to the 12th episode of this series. In today's episode, we are going to talk about how we slow down our own growth. Yeah, we do that all the time. There are so many ways that we stand in the way of our own success. And I don't mean this in a very philosophical way. In a very practical way as well, we do that all the time. And the worst part, most of the time we don't realize it. Now, whatever I'm going to talk about in today's episode, I struggle through that myself as well, every single day. And the worst part, most of the time I am aware what I'm doing wrong, and still I go ahead and do it. And that's a problem. That's a big problem that I have been working on myself with, and I hope that by talking about it, I can also inspire some of you to work through it. However, before I start talking about the 3 different ways we slow down our own growth, I want to give you all a little more background about myself. As some of you would already know based on the previous episodes that I work on the growth and strategy side. I try to help different businesses grow in their businesses and also derive ways or tricks that will help them in that process. But this is not something that I have been doing from day one. I am a computer science graduate and I started my career as a software developer. Yes, I used to sit and code. My language was C#. And after 3.5 years of doing it, I realized that while I was good at it, it wasn't something that I truly enjoyed. And I moved on. I moved on to a pre-sales role where I used to both do pre-sales and post-sales work for a technology company. And then, after 3 years of doing that, I further moved on to being a product manager because I became interested in what goes around building the products that I was selling in my sales role. And after doing that for a while as well, I still did not really find what I was looking for. So about a little more than a year ago, I got out of the corporate circles and started to figure my own way. While I have had a theatre startup for almost a decade now, and that was going well, I wanted to figure out what do I want to do that I would really enjoy a lot. And over the course of the last year is when I started working with smaller businesses, when I started interacting with individuals, and only in the last 6 months or 7 months did I really come to accept that I enjoy this phase of businesses. I enjoy the phase where businesses are growing and trying to grow. They are facing scaling problems. They are facing the usual problems that a business does after they have figured out their product market fit. And that's how this podcast also came around. Because my personal goal for this year is to be able to help at least 100 different businesses. And I'm hoping I can help some of them via this podcast. Now, while I have been doing this and also running a theatre startup, there are several other things I have been doing. I have been a voice artist, I have recorded an Audible book, and I have also given voices to different ads. During my software development days, I used to work as a freelance designer and developer. And in the last 1 year, I even took a couple of projects that came my way in that field. So as you can see, I have been exploring a lot of different areas in the last year or so, and even more since the day I started working. I still don't know what my calling is, but I know that at this point of time, I am super happy to be here. I'm super happy to be recording this podcast for all of you and working with the businesses that I'm working today. So if I was a product, that is Piyush Agarwal was a product, I have been still figuring out my product market fit. And once I do that, I will start hitting into the same growth problems that a lot of you must be facing today. And the 3 things which I'm going to talk about today that slow down our growth are sort of my biggest weaknesses. These are things that I know I struggle through, especially the last one. The third one is the biggest one. So if you are listening, I would recommend to stick till the end and make sure you don't miss the third one out. Like always, this episode will not be over 15 minutes long. At least that would be my attempt. So the first way we self-sabotage our growth is doing everything on our own. I don't know how many of you would have heard it, or I don't know how many of you actually do this as well. But a lot of us entrepreneurs, a lot of us people who want to grow fast also want to do everything on our own. I mean, that's a great thing to do in your initial days when you're just starting out. Because 1, you want to save money. You don't want to spend a lot of money running after different people. And 2, you're still figuring things out. So you may not have the clarity required in order to guide somebody else to do a certain kind of work. So doing everything on your own is a great skill, is a great requirement when you start off. But the problem is that even after we have started and we are in a particular flow, we keep doing everything on our own just to save that extra buck, just to make sure that we don't have to work with somebody else and spend that extra time explaining. But in this process, you are spending a lot of your valuable time doing things that you don't need to do in the first place, like designing that logo, like having that website revamp being done, like going over the brochure design and color with your printer over and over again to get that right shade of pink. I mean, you need to ask yourself, what is most valuable for your time? Where should you be spending more time whenever something comes up? Instead of asking, can I do it on my own? Because though it may seem a lot of work to find someone who would be able to give the same quality of work you want, or to work with someone and explain them what you have in mind, over time it starts paying off. Because once you have assigned the work to someone, yes, it may require you running behind them to get it done, but at the same time, once you have assigned the work to someone, it gives you more mental space to focus on things that really matter for your business. Also, we cannot be experts at everything. Somebody who does a particular kind of work on a regular basis will be a lot more efficient, will have a lot more ideas, and will understand the overall process and the requirement a lot better than you or me, who does it maybe once or twice, or who goes through Google and several tutorials to figure their way out. You do not have the luxury of that kind of time. So take a call and make sure that you don't end up taking all the work on your head. Learn the art of delegation, find the right kind of people who will get the job done for you, and always go for something that is more valuable for your time. Moving on, the second way that we slow down our growth is by not investing in our business and ourselves. Just by hearing that, you must already be thinking, oh, that's not me. I don't do that. I invest in my business. I do it all the time. But I can guarantee that if you start looking at your business from an outsider's view, you may not be doing that. Now, what do I mean when I talk about investing in your business and yourself? I'm not just talking about adding those extra chairs in your office or going out and getting new artwork done for your product. What I'm talking about is investing in tools, books, workshops that will help you improve on your skills, that will help your business become more efficient, that will help your team get a lot more done in shorter amount of time. Like we spoke about in the last video, where we spoke about how you can automate a lot of your tasks, a lot of those tools require a certain amount of investment, not just in terms of time, but also in terms of money. And both of them come at a cost if you are a small company. So you need to be cognizant about it, but at the same time, you cannot be completely frugal and not invest at all. You need to choose right. You need to figure out where your money and time should be spent more and how it should be spent. So if there are certain tools that will make your teams efficient, please invest in that. Do not think that the monthly cost is something that your business will not be able to bear. If you start spending, you will start figuring out ways to make that money as well. While I'm saying this, I want to put a word of caution as well. I don't mean that buy everything and anything that comes your way. Go and invest hundreds of dollars in that amazing tool this online marketer has been talking about. Where you invest your time and money should be based on the ROI you get out of it. ROI stands for return on investment. And yes, when I talk about investment, I'm talking about both money and time, because both of these are currencies that you have in limited stock and you need to spend them judiciously. But you need to spend them because that's a key investment. But you need to spend wisely. So first, find the areas of efficiency where you can do with an extra help. Maybe a tool, maybe an expert course, things that you are not that great at, or things that you are not doing so well today. Once you have identified those areas, figure out the area where any investment will lead to direct growth. Yes, will impact growth directly. And those are the areas that you should be focused on first, and then get a taste of the solution without spending anything or spending very little. If it's a book, you can always read a few chapters on Amazon. If it's a tool, try it out before you spend any money on it. If it's a course, read more about the trainer. Read more about the kind of articles that they have written. Go around and find people who have attended that training and get genuine feedback. There are many more ways on how you can try something before buying. So always keep that in mind. Try, find out if it's really adding value to you and your business, and only then go and invest that money. But don't say no because you have to make an investment, because you need to spend certain amount of time, because you need to spend certain amount of money. Be your own judge and calculate the ROI before signing up for anything. And now we come to the last reason, the last way on how we slow down our growth. And this is a big one. This is something that I struggle with the most. Now, when I started as a software developer, I also started working as a freelance web designer and developer. And over the last one and a half years, while I have been figuring my way out, I have also been taking any freelance projects that has come my way as a way to make that extra buck and pay the bills at the end of the month. While I was very clear that it's something that I'm only doing to clear my bills, it did end up taking a large chunk of my time. And after that, anything and everything that came my way, I kept saying yes. I kept convincing myself that I was doing it in order to figure out what I like. I kept saying myself that these are the things that are coming my way right now, so I can say yes. It may be exciting. It may be something that I would love to try. But since I was looking at finding out a field that I want to grow in, that was a mistake. And this is something we always do. If you want to grow, you need to learn to say no. Please remember this. If you want to grow, you need to learn to say no. I'm somebody who says yes very easily, who is always available if somebody needs help, if somebody needs assistance with something. It's not something that I've been doing only over the last one and a half years. I've been always doing it because that's the kind of personality I have. However, I have come to realize that that personality trait can be a roadblock in my growth. And I'm sure a lot of us do that as well. We always say yes to things that may not be directly contributing to our growth, to our business, to our work in any way. We say yes because we just feel obligated to, or we just find it too uncomfortable to say no. And that is the problem. Warren Buffett said, the difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. And coming from one of the richest people around, that advice does have a lot of weight. Now, why does he say that? It's because the people who say no are clearer about their goals, they're clearer about their strengths and where they can come handy, where they can add a lot of value. It's the difference between doing something for the sake of it and doing something because you know why you are doing it. Why is again the key there. A Wharton professor, Adam Grant, says that being clear on what he is uniquely best placed to help with has made it easier to determine what he says yes to and what he says no to. Find things that you enjoy and make a unique contribution to. This is so important because you need to make sure that you are not just getting something done, but you are doing something that you are the best at, that you will be respected for. Now I know saying no can be difficult and a lot of times we do it all wrong. So here are a few things that I thought I can try to make sure I get better at this aspect. First, have hard and fast rules. So make sure that you're aware of what you do and what you don't. And instead of saying or responding with I can't, say I don't. So instead of saying I can't go for dinner, say I don't do dinners on weekdays. Similarly, always make sure that you say I don't, because when you say I don't, the thought kind of solidifies in your mind as well. You tell yourself and your mind as well that this is something I don't do, so that there's no guilt of saying no, and saying no to some things come naturally. Also, a lot of things become non-negotiable because it's a hard and fast rule that you cannot run behind. Your mind cannot play games, cannot convince you of not doing something or doing something just because you have clearly told yourself that I don't do something, or this is the rule that I have for myself. Next one, give a clean no. Instead of saying I'll get back to you later or I'll try to do this, just say no. It may sound a little rude, but it will be clear. It will help your mind not get bogged down with another task, and it will not leave somebody else hanging. And lastly, keeping it brief and clear. This is something that is very important for me. I try to explain things a lot of times when it's not even required. One of the ways I'm working on that is by keeping these episodes as short as possible, making sure that the statements I'm making are a little more thought throughout, and I'm making them only after I know that that's the best way of saying it. It's still work in progress. I won't say that I'm perfect at it, but this podcast is helping me do that. So keep it short and clear and not try to explain or go too much in detail until it's required. And finally, resist apologizing. This is something that I do a lot where if I have to say no, I feel guilt. I feel like I have to say sorry, I cannot do that, or sorry, I won't be there. Instead of saying sorry or apologizing, be clear of why you can't be there and just keep it clean. Because when you apologize, you tell yourself that you should have been doing something, but you are not because of XYZ reason, and the guilt stays. So when you say I don't want to or I cannot do that without the sorry, it just means that you are very clear on why you are not doing it and there is no guilt associated with it. With that, we have come to an end of this episode. I hope you found this episode helpful and sort of eye-opening. I am talking about these things because these are the things that I need to keep reminding myself with. So if it helps, write these 3 things down and make sure you put it up somewhere you can see all the while. Say no to grow. We went slightly over our 15-minute mark, but I hope nobody is complaining. Do leave a review out on iTunes or any other platform that you like, and do share this episode with your friends if you think they would find it helpful, especially if they are the ones who say yes a lot. This was Piyush Agarwal, and you have been listening to the Grow Daily podcast. Stick around and let me know if there's anything else I can do to make this even better for you. Thank you for listening.